Hello everyone and welcome back to MFW Fight Night. We're in part 2, getting straight into the action with singles competition. I'm your host, MC commentator Roman Empire. So happy to have you with us yet again for another edition of Multiverse Fantasy Warfare. As we kick off here with Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke. We saw him recently in competition with Arkham Knight, only for that to be somewhat mired in controversy in the end result. Deathstroke victorious, however, came off the back of an assault from Batman to Arkham Knight before the match had even gotten underway. Looking to pick up a clean victory here tonight over this debuting opponent, a member of our Vigilante division, Green Arrow. Oliver Queen making his inaugural Fight Night presentation to the ring. The Emerald Archer looking to pick up a win over an Arrowverse rival, someone he has quite a history with. These two know each other very well, especially in one-on-one combat. It'll be very interesting to see how this match goes down and who comes out on top in the end. Green Arrow obviously looking for a big win for his debut. Deathstroke, on the other hand, looking for a big win to offset some of his past victories and defeats. Obviously the Arkham Knight victory somewhat tainted, and his debut match he lost to Batman, allowing Batman to move on to the Omega level championship match that he eventually won. So both men with a bit of an agenda here. As we press on here, bear in mind there's only a couple more episodes of Warzone and Fight Night before we hit our next pay-per-view, Bulletproof, where our recently crowned champions will be defending many of their titles for the first time. In MFW, obviously, so many top contenders, so many powerful opponents. Even the most dominant champions may lose their titles. Anything can happen here in MFW. As we set for singles action, getting ready to ring that bell as Green Arrow takes on Deathstroke. Let's not waste any more time and let's watch these two hosses go at it. Coming out strong out the gate with a monkey flip for Deathstroke. And already pressing the assault. This is what we talked about, that knowing each other so well, they're going to come out of the gates with everything they've got, not going to waste time trying to feel each other out. Just, straight to the offense. Brutal and vicious assault so far from Deathstroke. Green Arrow has turned the tables now, though. As we mentioned, Green Arrow, a member of our Vigilante division. It'll be interesting to see him mix it up with the likes of Daredevil, Punisher, or even Spider-Man and Scarlet Spider. Oh! Backbreaker. Deathstroke into a low clothesline, just savagely clipping the side of the head with the bicep. He has come out 100 miles an hour, has Slade Wilson. Trying to leave no room for a comeback here for Queen. Rolling out of the ring wisely, trying to get a breather, get his bearings as these two trade strikes. Thus far, though, it's been all Deathstroke. Ooh, Green Arrow has been playing catch-up so far. Has not been his match. As another combination here. Seen this before. Kick to the side of the head into a spinning heel kick. This could be over. Deathstroke looking for a finish here. That Uranagi planted into the pin. I think that's it. There's the 2 count. No, 2.5. 2.5. No. Green Arrow kicking out. Just shy of the 3. Deathstroke has been utterly relentless in this match. Oh, but wait a minute. Looks like a butterfly backbreaker. Oh, now setting up for one of his signature maneuvers. This could shift the whole tide of the match here. Trick shot to the back of the head. And now stalking Deathstroke for a finish. Can he pull this off? Can he make this comeback? Broken Arrow DDT into the pin. Referee getting in position. 1, 2, 3, and that's your winner. Green Arrow. A squeaking by with that victory. Has to be said, Deathstroke so dominant, so impressive for most of this match. Taking most of the offense. But in a few crucial moments, Green Arrow managing to turn things around, picking up the big win off those 2 huge moves. Regardless, goes down in the record books with the W. Green Arrow is your victor. Congratulations to the debuting Oliver Queen on that victory. And we're going to be getting ready for Tag Team Women's Division action. Our Fight Night undisputed Women's Tag Team Champions finally having some tag team action on their own brand after taking on some of the teams from Warzone in recent weeks. They'll be going up against one of Fight Night's premier duos, looking to display some dominance against their own roster's talent. Batgirl and Black Canary of Birds of Prey set to go head to head with Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Gotham City Sirens versus the Birds of Prey. Promises to be a competitive matchup. All 4 women have been on the same side before as well as enemies. In fact, a little trivia for you. All 4 members of this matchup have been, at some point or another, members of the Birds of Prey faction. However, for the sake of clearing up any confusion, the only 2 officially Birds of Prey on the Fight Night roster are these 2, Black Canary and Batgirl, looking to pick up a big victory over their opponents here tonight in their first appearance as a tag team on Fight Night since winning those titles. Obviously the vigilante with the fondness for selfies there, but don't mistake that for not taking her opponent seriously. She knows Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy very well, and she's going to do whatever it takes to pick up a victory, you can imagine. As these 2, the Gotham City Sirens, as we just mentioned, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, making their way to the ring with the intent of leaving their mark on the women's tag team division, and potentially placing themselves at the top of the contenders list by picking up a victory over the champions. Obviously, anytime a contender can beat a champion, that tends to put you towards the top of the list, if not at the very top. It looks like Poison Ivy and Batgirl will start things off. Birds of Prey seemingly on the same page. All that confidence in their recent victories. Ooh! Big clothesline for Poison Ivy out of the gates as she stomps away. Obviously, they've lost a tag team match to the Teen Titans over in Warzone, but only loss they've suffered. It's still a mark on them. You got to think it's in the back of their head that they lost that match. But they've not allowed it to hinder their ability to pick up victories since then. If anything, it seems to be fueling them. It's made them better. Is now Batgirl with these arm drag monkey flips. Maintaining firm control over Poison Ivy. She bends her back in that surfboard stretch style bow backbreaker. Taking Poison Ivy into her team's corner here. Both teams going to want to try and isolate their opponents as much as possible. As we see the quick tag here made. Kick to the gut. Harley Quinn now the legal competitor. Obviously both teams made up of very good friends. But given the history of Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, arguably much better friends. Take that as you will. But it does make them an incredibly effective team. But oh! Boot stomped into the chest. These two fairly evenly matched when it comes to the acrobatic prowess. However, more actual combat training in the corner of Batgirl and Black Canary. That's a wash of boots across the face of Harley Quinn. And here comes another! Scraping that boot across the jaw. Black Canary immediately going after Harley Quinn as she tried to duck to the outside to get some separation. Great teamwork. Count has begun. We're at a 2. Wait a minute. What's Batgirl thinking here? Barbara Gordon through the barricade. Good Lord. Crowd chanting, "This is awesome." I do not disagree. Huge tackle through the barricade from Barbara Gordon to Harley Quinn. And now just assaulting a dazed, stunned, and confused Quinn. DDT. Charging into the ring here. We're at an 8. Nine count. Could it be 10? It is over. Harley Quinn unable to get back up. Tackled through that barricade with such force. Then assaulted with those lefts, rights, kicks. And then punctuating the end of that assault with that DDT into the floor. Harley Quinn was not moving. A big victory and a decisive one for the Birds of Prey. Congratulations to the Undisputed Women's Tag Team Champions. Big win as we move on to the Vigilante division for another singles matchup. And as you can tell by what has now become a trademark entrance, Scarlet Spider making his way to the ring. Ben Riley looking to pick up a big singles victory over the recently crowned champion, Vanguard. Vanguard obviously won that championship in his debut match against the OG Spider-Man, Peter Parker. It was the debut matchup of this Vanguard character because he does not exist in any other known universe or multiverse that we are aware of. He is exclusive to our multiverse. His presence arose after Flashpoint. Probably should have seen that coming. Flashpoint. Rewriting the multiverse, if you will. And so we find ourselves with a new Vigilante champion who is unfamiliar to the rest of this roster, including this man, Scarlet Spider. But looking to try his hand at the task that the original Spider-Man failed at, and that was toppling Vanguard. On the same hand, Vanguard has never had first-hand experience with any of the members of this roster, so while they don't know much about him, he has never experienced a fight with any of them. Competition in its purest form with that sort of setup. But we've seen the potential challenger for that title enter the ring. Now let's bring on the champ, the man known only as Vanguard. Making his way to the ring with the Vigilante Championship strapped around his waist. Picked it up in a big victory over Parker on an episode of Fight Night following Flashpoint. It'd be interesting to see what his wild card presence, if you will, does for the complexion of the Vigilante division moving forward. Obviously, that unknown factor makes things a bit different for many of the superstars who would normally be able to do some considerable research on their opponents when they know they have a match in advance. Gotta wonder if perhaps Vanguard knows a bit more about his opponents than it would appear. While he doesn't have first-hand experience, there is no guarantee that he doesn't know about them second-hand or third-hand. But let's see how that applies practically as we ring that bell and get this match started. Ooh, bicycle knee to the face right to start. Into a kick to the ribs. Gonna start off aggressive, it seems, as the champ. Not wasting any time. Big forearm across the face. And a clothesline out of the ring. Straight to the top turnbuckle. He's been going 0 to 60 since the start of this match. Oh! A quick ducking dodge from Scarlet Spider causes Vanguard to land. But first! On the floor, but it barely slows him down as he just face plants Scarlet Spider into the floor. That reverse Russian leg sweep. And now just trading strikes on the outside. Almost at a 6 count already. Super kick, you heard the impact. Cracking across the jaw there of the champ. Obviously, Vanguard was dominant in the early goings as the match got started. Standing corkscrew moonsault there from Scarlet Spider, but Scarlet Spider no pushover. Immediately found an opening and started going on the assault himself, shifting the momentum in his favor. Oh, now knees to the back. Scarlet Spider dragging Vanguard to the middle of the ring here. And now repeating that process of working the ribs. Boots into the side of the face. And targeting the arm. Ooh, and then another set of knees to the back. Repeating that process, working over a grounded champion. Ooh, another bicycle knee to the jaw. Those quick, violent impacts, allowing the champ to turn things around. Leg drop, bulldog. Stalking his opponent now from the corner. Calling for the end. Another bicycle knee. Laying out Scarlet Spider. Oh, only a 2 count. Pleading with the ref there. Thought it was over, but it was not. And now setting up. We could see the end here. Setting up for a vantage point. Nails it! And the sensors read he is busted open. 1, 2, 3. It is over. Hit that finisher out of nowhere. Ending things with a bloody bang. Vanguard with a huge win. Taking out another contender. Aiming for his championship in decisive fashion. Right there with that vantage point. Congratulations in order to the stranger known as Vanguard as he picks up another victory since winning that title. Looking to cement his legacy here in MFW. We got one more match. Our main event of Fight Night as we round out our event here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's going to be another tall task for the mutant supremacist known as Magneto. Once again being accompanied to the ring by the rest of the Brotherhood. Mystique, who has a future Femme Fatale championship in her upcoming schedule, has that opportunity before her. These two, Sabretooth and Juggernaut, flanking him. Magneto recently with a huge victory over Apocalypse got a bit cocky. Did an interview stating basically that it was an inevitability, given that he was the superior being, that he would be victorious. So Fury said, if you want to prove it, that's fine. I'll give you another challenge worthy of your superiority. And he's handpicked the opponent. Here tonight, someone who's been running amok quite a bit on Fight Night, doing as he pleases, taking out some of the most dangerous members of the roster, or at least one of them, in aggressive fashion. He is the tyrant of Apocalypse known as Darkseid. Keeping with that Apocalypse theme, as Magneto gets the first DC taste of Apocalypse in this man Darkseid. These two have never met before. First time matchup. Magneto seemingly no less confident in his ability to pick up the win here tonight. Obviously, if he would, that'll be another huge feather in the cap, taking out one seemingly unstoppable force. If he can do so with another, it speaks volumes in favor of Magneto's skill. Let's tick things off. Oh, going for a big boot to start, but easily sidestepped, as now Magneto eats the second. Darkseid looks like he's coming out aggressive all night. We've seen a lot of aggressive starts to these matches. Opponents coming out of those corners, looking to go 100 miles an hour and really take out the opponent early. In the instance of Deathstroke, he was the one who started that. Did not pay off in his respect. Ooh, jawbreaker underneath the chin. Ooh, big punch doesn't, just barely staggers Darkseid, doesn't even floor him. Just using that large frame to easily sort of body Magneto out of the way whenever he comes in for those running assaults. And now shoving him aside. Clubbing blows to the back. Obviously the Brotherhood being on the outside, that numbers game does big favors for Magneto in a situation that would normally seem insurmountable. That being said, they were not a factor in his victory over Apocalypse. Won that one clean. Oh, Juggernaut getting on the ring here. On the apron. Seemingly trying to distract Darkseid. Darkseid stayed focused as he tosses Magneto here. Just as we were saying, didn't get involved in the Apocalypse match, but now it seems they're getting involved in this one. Chokeslam, backbreaker. And now distracting the referee. Juggernaut keeping the referee's attention. As now Magneto in the Boston Crab. Somehow powering out. Legs getting caught up in those ropes. Seems this tall task may be a bit more than Magneto can handle. Picked up that big victory and now, perhaps got overconfident. But he still seems to believe he has this one won. this assault, running, trying to get his bear's back. Oh! Planting the face of Darkseid into the mat. Oh, there's no way. Pile driver! Somehow pile driving that massive frame of Darkseid. It looks like Juggernaut has slid a chair into the ring as we now see Magneto hit a supremacy. 1, 2, only a 2 count. 2 count off the finish. Chair lying in the ring. Wonder if the referee will get rid of that before Magneto has the opportunity to take advantage of it. Oh, another flying punch to the jaw. Now the aggression being shown by Magneto, trying to stay on offense. Referee getting rid of that chair. Looked like he went for a strike to the gut, got reversed. Another pile driver maybe. Lands it! Spiking the head of Darkseid into the mat yet again. Gotta wonder if he'll go for another supremacy or try something new. Looked like Darkseid was gonna go for another chokeslam backbreaker. Magneto was stopping him before he could do so. Oh! Referee almost squished there, somehow managing to get out of the way. DDT! Utterly spiked Magneto there. You saw his legs almost 45 degrees in the air. Another punch attempted, but this time slapped away with such ease. Alley-oop! Big elbow across the sternum. You could see there the exhaustion on Darkseid's features. His body very telling. Only a 2 count there as he collapsed to that knee. Only got so much energy left in him. If Magneto could find a moment to hit a big move, it could be over. He could pick up another huge win. An unexpected victory to say the least if he does. Oh, now Tree of Woe here. Setting up. Magneto climbing the turnbuckle. Oh, he could be going for a coast-to-coast here in the Tree of Woe position. Going for that big drop kick. Lands it. Right into the side of the head. Darkseid hovered there for a little bit before falling to the ground. That's it. That's your victory. Magneto off the coast-to-coast in the Tree of Woe position picks up a huge win over the leader of Apocalypse, Darkseid. Darkseid obviously has been so destructive, managed to attack the Hulk and then followed up on that in a Falls Count Anywhere match, spiking the big green monster head first into the floor. Seemingly an unstoppable force, and somehow Magneto walking out with another big victory. Can he keep this streak going? Will he continue to face these seemingly insurmountable threats only to prove his belief that he and his kind are superior? We'll have to see future editions of Fight Night to find that out. But as of this week, a big victory and proven right once again is Magneto. Thank you everybody once again for joining us here at MFW. I am so happy to have you with us each and every time that you decide to join. Remember to like, comment, let us know what you think of these matches and which ones you want to see in the future. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And anybody out there, if this is a ray of sunshine in a day that feels kind of crappy, or if you just need a pick-me-up, just know we're all family here. We're here for you. And I hope to see you again.